Most people walk into McDonald's for a quick meal. Few ever stop to think about the people behind the counter, the hands passing them their fries, the tired eyes smiling through exhaustion, the dreams hiding behind plastic name tags. But behind the counter of a McDonald's in Columbus, Ohio, there was a young man named Ethan Carter, and he wasn't just handing out Happy Meals. He was studying people, studying patterns, studying life. He had grown up in the kind of neighborhood where ambition was considered a luxury, where people worked until their backs gave out and hoped life would go easy on them. Ethan didn't blame anybody. He understood. But deep down, he felt something restless inside him, like a spark flickering under the lid of a greasy fryer. At 19, he took the job at McDonald's because he needed money fast. His mom was sick. Bills piled up like unwanted mail. He told himself he'd stay just for a little while. Months became years. Promotions never came. Customers yelled. Kids made a mess of the lobby. Grease burned his arms. Exhaustion burned his spirit. But while flipping patties, Ethan developed a habit that would change his life. Every break, while others scrolled mindlessly, he read articles about technology, innovation, and finance on his cracked Android phone. The managers teased him. "Carter, you studying for Harvard or something?" He smiled politely, but inside he whispered, "Yeah, maybe I am." Around 2012, he stumbled across something unusual, an article about a digital currency called Bitcoin, described as internet money, used by a handful of nerds and programmers. At first, he laughed. It didn't sound real. Money that wasn't tied to a bank? Money that lived online? Who would trust that? But the more he read, the more he felt that spark again. Bitcoin wasn't just a currency, it was a rebellion, a challenge to the system that kept people like him stuck in dead-end jobs while others built fortunes off his labor. At night, after closing shift, Ethan walked home smelling like fries and fryer oil. He sat in the small, one-bedroom apartment he shared with his mother, opened his old Dell laptop, and watched YouTube videos explaining blockchain. He didn't understand all of it, but he understood enough. This was early. This was different. This could be something big. He saved every spare dollar. He stopped eating out, worked double shifts, sold old furniture on Craigslist. And one freezing December night, with trembling hands, he bought his first fraction of a Bitcoin. It was less than $50 worth. It felt stupid, irrational, reckless. But something inside him said, "Do it again." And he did, over and over, slowly, quietly, standing still on the outside while his mind raced ahead of the world. He didn't know it yet, but this quiet cashier, the guy customers barely glanced at, was about to step into one of the biggest financial shifts of the century. Bitcoin remained a niche curiosity for years. Ethan never talked about it. His co-workers obsessed over sports, celebrity drama, or who was dating who. Meanwhile, Ethan devoured crypto white papers like they were treasure maps. His mother noticed his long nights at the laptop. "You working on something important, baby?" He simply kissed her forehead and said, "Try to get us out of here." By 2015, his Bitcoin stash, built from years of disciplined saving, began to rise. Not dramatically, but steadily. His heart raced each time the price jumped. But he still didn't sell. He believed in it now, not as a quick flip, but as a revolution. Then one morning in 2017, while eating cereal before his shift, he refreshed his screen. His spoon froze midair. His portfolio had crossed $100,000. He sat back, stunned. A fast food worker, living paycheck to paycheck, had just seen more money on his laptop screen than his entire family had seen in 2 generations. He cried. Not dramatic tears, quiet ones. Tears of relief. Tears of fear. Because money doesn't just change your life, it challenges it. He went to work that day, still wearing his uniform, still taking orders from the drive-thru window, still wiping tables when customers left. But the whole time, he felt like he was floating. Every beep from the fryer timer sounded like a countdown to a new life. As the crypto boom ignited, Ethan's portfolio exploded. $100,000 became $200,000. Then $350,000. Then $500,000. He still lived frugally, still worked at McDonald's, still helped his mom with medication and bills. He wasn't flashy, he was focused. Coworkers noticed something different about him. A glow. a calm confidence, a sense of purpose. Someone joked, "Bro, you in the lottery or something?" Ethan just smiled and said, "Something like that." Then, in late 2017, Bitcoin broke through the impossible, $19,000. Ethan checked his account. His mouth went dry. His fingers shook. He had become a millionaire. A real one. A number he had only seen on TV was now staring back at him from his cracked laptop screen. He quit his job the next morning. Not in anger, not in pride. He simply thanked his manager, handed in his uniform, and walked out into the cold winter air feeling free. That day, he and his mother celebrated with Chinese takeout and laughter that felt like sunshine. He could have stopped there, retired early, lived comfortably. But Ethan didn't want comfort. He wanted mastery. He wanted to understand how fortunes are multiplied, not just made. He wasn't done, not even close. Bitcoin's rise made millionaires overnight, but its crash turned confidence into fear just as quickly. In 2018, the crypto bubble burst. Prices collapsed. Wealth evaporated. People panicked. Ethan watched his portfolio fall from millions to hundreds of thousands in weeks. It felt like a punch to the gut. For the first time since he discovered Bitcoin, he questioned everything. Had he been foolish? Was he just lucky? Was it all going to disappear? But Ethan remembered something. Markets reward conviction, not emotion. Instead of selling in fear, he studied harder. He learned about Ethereum, blockchain scalability, smart contracts, decentralized finance. He read everything. White papers, developer notes, economic theories.
Ethan didn't move to a mansion or buy yachts. He moved his mother to a beautiful home in a quiet neighborhood and quietly paid off medical debt for families in his old community. He funded financial education programs, coding boot camps, and scholarships for kids from low-income families, the ones who reminded him of himself. Crypto conferences begged him to speak. He declined. He preferred anonymity. Journalists tried to profile him. He refused. He became known in tech circles as the Ghost Whale, a massive investor with no public face, a billionaire who avoided attention like a shadow avoids the sun. But behind the scenes, Ethan kept building. He invested in clean energy miners, blockchain infrastructure, and early Web3 companies. He saw the future not as speculation, but as architecture. The same boy who once smelled like fries now shaped the digital economy, and he never forgot the uniform he once wore. McDonald's had taught him humility, pain, rejection, and resilience, lessons worth more than money. Ethan became something rare, a billionaire grounded in gratitude. Ethan's story isn't about Bitcoin. It's about belief. It's the story of a kid underestimated by everyone who learned how to turn small sacrifices into generational wealth. Lesson 1. Your beginnings don't define your endings. Lesson 2. The world rewards the curious. Lesson 3. Wealth follows patience, not panic. Lesson 4. Learn relentlessly. Lesson 5. When you rise, lift others with you. Ethan built his fortune one paycheck at a time, from a greasy uniform to a glowing laptop screen to a portfolio that built a legacy. He once said to a young investor, "The world won't believe in your dreams until after you do." His journey is living proof that wealth isn't reserved for the privileged, it's reserved for the persistent. And if a McDonald's worker can teach himself finance, hold through crashes, and rewrite his destiny, maybe your come-up is next. Subscribe to my channel for more real stories that might just spark your own revolution.